Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I'm thrilled to be sitting down with Keith Lilley from Shepherd of the Mountains Church, and he is talking about Hymnfest, which is coming to Park City. Good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
Thank you for being here. So talk to me a little bit about what Hymnfest is. I know churches do this around the country, but this is new for Park City.
The Hymnfest is essentially going to be a number of favorite hymns of individuals that have selected old hymns, some new hymns that people enjoy to sing. And so we have a organist coming up, a recitalist, who will be playing our new virtual Hoptwork pipe organ, and we've selected about 15 or so hymns that men and women can join in unison or individual stanzas to participate, and it's open to the entire community.
That sounds like a lovely way to spend an afternoon. Talk to me about when you said a virtual organ, because this was something I was not familiar with.
A virtual pipe organ is something that's totally different. I've grown up in different churches listening to pipe organs and electronic organs, and I shouldn't say this, but I've always said it would be over my dead body that I would ever have an electronic organ in a church, because they do not sound like a pipe organ. And this Hoptwork software that has been developed can go out and they record each individual pipe on a pipe organ for about a second and a half. And then they assemble that with this Hoptwork software, and an individual can close their eyes and say, I'm listening to a pipe organ. And
Isn't that amazing how technology can bring it just a little bit closer?
Truly is, because I always said it was impossible.
Right. You never say it's impossible, because that's when it will change.
That's true.
So this event is happening on April 30th.
That's correct.
And for people who are not familiar with where Shepherd of the Mountains is.
We're just down by the mouth of the canyons on Highway 224.
Okay.
So as you're coming up from Highway 80, we would be on the right side just before the entrance to the canyons.
Okay. And this guest organist, this recitalist,
yes.
Tell me a little bit more.
Quentin Knudsen got his music degree with an emphasis in organ playing from BYU, and he currently plays at a church down in Orem. And he's graced us with his presence by coming up to Park City to accompany the Hymnfest.
And what are some, when you go to something like this, or you've seen these done in other parts of the country, what are some of the highlights and things people can expect? Well,
the highlights would be they'd be able to listen to perhaps a few classical numbers. I believe Bach is one of them, that will be separate essentially from the Hymnfest, that the organist has picked and selected to play himself. And in this particular Hymnfest, he will be able to use 4 or 5 different pipe organs. So instead of listening to one particular sound from one organ, he will have the ability to select whatever organ he wants, and he can change between those within a matter of about 10 or 15 seconds.
That's fantastic, and we're looking at some of the photos that you sent of the organs, despite your protests, that they actually are everything that you thought. Keith, thank you so much for being here, and I want to remind everybody, Shepherd of the Mountains, April 30th, our first Park City Hymnfest.
Right, at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. All right. We hope that you will join him for a very unique and spiritual experience. We are going to take a break here on the Mountain Morning Show, and if you love off-roading, you are going to want to stick with us. Joe's going to be sitting down for quite the interview right here on Park City Television.